Lions, Bengals this weekend. Let's Talk Lions. Welcome back to an all-new episode here at Let's Talk Lions. My name is Jay. Thanks for hanging out for all of your Detroit Lions news and not-so-subtle Lord of the Rings references. Rivendell. Today we are going to jump into the Lions-Bengals game this Sunday. Before we do, just a heads up, Saturday, October 16th, this weekend, I'm going to be having a live stream here on the channel at 11 a.m. Eastern. So bring your coffee and your Lord of the Rings questions or thoughts and Lions questions, and we'll hammer it out. Just a heads up, some information that you all know by this point, but Ragnow does have a season-ending injury. It is his toe. Rest in peace. What a bummer. However, on the flip side, good news, Taylor Decker's probably back, so I guess a 1-for-1 there. It's like you and your buddy have holographic Charizard and Blastoise, and you're like, oh, we'll just switch them because I like the blue one, you like the red one. It feels right. The Lions are just experiencing so many injuries, season-ending injuries. It's killing us softly, like Brad Pitt. I mean, you look at it, Okuda, Romeo Okwara, now Ragnow, 3 season-ending injuries. Man, these are just amassing. They're killing us, and something's got to be done. I don't know what the issue is or why, but I don't like it. But alas, let's dive into the preview. This is a game that I've actually been really excited for ever since the draft, right? Cincinnati had the choice before the Lions. Most people were suspecting that they would grab Penei Sewell, maybe Slater, but probably Penei Sewell, generational talent at the O-line position. This way they could protect Burrow, not let him die. However, they made a choice. They went for Jamar Chase, a guy that Burrow has chemistry with. They select him. That allows Sewell to fall to us. So this has been a game that I've been pretty excited about ever since then. Quite frankly, I thought it to be a long-term mistake. However, it is helping out Cincinnati right here, right now, with Jamar Chase being there. But in another sense, we'll get into it, but you look at the O-line for Cincinnati, there's some struggles there. So either way, it is going to be an interesting game for simply that reason. At least to me. Cincy battled tooth and nail against Green Bay last week. Cincy fans, if you are watching, my goodness, I was pulling for you guys hard. I feel some sort of kinship with Cincinnati. I think just the underdog mentality. But I was pulling for you. It was unfortunate, the whole kicker situation. It's a tough loss, but I think the Bengals kicker, that looked like a one-game type of situation. I think he'll be back to normal coming this week, especially it's in a dome. But that loss to Green Bay is a difficult loss, and as a Lions fan, this could actually bode well for the Lions seeing such a tough loss. Then again, the Lions had a really tough loss against Minnesota, so both these teams coming in after heartbreakers to fight against one another. It should be good. Let's begin with Joe Burrow. My God, he is as good as was advertised back when he was drafted, really his college days. But really, Joe Burrow is a great quarterback, and he is going to be, as long as he doesn't put his shoulder down and keep running and not sliding, I really think that Joe Burrow is going to have a beautifully long and prosperous career in the NFL. I mean, against Green Bay, he threw for 281 yards, 2 TDs. He did have 2 picks, but all in all, pretty good game, especially against the Packers. And it's no secret that our secondary is pretty bad. There is a lot of problems. There's a lot of problems on the Detroit Lions secondary. We're ranked 32nd out of, 32 teams in the NFL when it comes to yards per attempt that we allow on the pass defense. That is brutal. And then when you shift over and you look at Burrow's stats against a similar team just 2 weeks ago against Jacksonville, Burrow was 25 for 32. He threw for 348 yards, and he had 2 TDs. So this game could be a similar onslaught from Burrow to our defense. And I know some people are going to look at our run defense as well and be like, oh, well, you're really pretty bad there too. I would say we're par, subpar, but we have gone against phenomenal running teams between Green Bay's Aaron Jones and Lamar Jackson. I mean, all in all, the Lions have had to play some really good rush attacks. So yeah, we're kind of in the middle of the pack, maybe around the 20th spot in the NFL. All in all, I look at our rush D and I'm seeing improvement. Then you go on the flip side, you look at Cincinnati's run defense. Man, they're actually a lot better than I anticipated them to be so far this season. They're right around the 10th spot when it comes to yards per carry on average. But I think think between both Swift and Williams, they're going to have a really tough time shutting down our rush attack. I mean, they struggled last week against Green Bay, Aaron Jones, and I think really the combination of Swift and Williams is going to give Cincinnati's rush D a problem. All in all, 3 things that absolutely need to happen for the Detroit Lions to secure the W, their first W on the season are, number 1, Penei Sewell's got to be lights out. I'm talking Blythe from Band of Brothers. Can't see lights out.
You can't see? I think so. I can't see a thing.
But seriously, Sewell's been pretty topsy-turvy, pretty ups and downs, like a seesaw out there. He's got good games, he's got bad games, really struggling. We watched him struggle big time against the Vikings, Everson Griffin. You know, you look at him and it's tough because I think Sewell has been asked to do a lot more than even he anticipated. Now, Taylor Decker is most likely going to be back. He has been practicing this week. It sounds like he'll be back for this game. That's huge. It takes a load of pressure off of Sewell, placing Sewell back at the right tackle position where he can continue to actually develop where we're probably going to be using him for the foreseeable future. So we're going to need Sewell to step it up. Number 2, Tracy Walker. He's just got to keep being Tracy Walker. At this point, you all know this information because it's been blasted out there like the movie Newsies, where all those, I think they were like poor kids that were like, here's the news. You know what? I think I saw that movie a good 15 years ago, and I'm realizing I have no idea what that movie was about, but I didn't like it. I remember that. Look, Walker had a tough 2020 season. He ends up with a grade of about 50, 51. He really struggled last year. Then you look at him under Aaron Glenn this year, and he is ranked by PFF as the second best safety in the NFL. You heard me. Second best. Walker is absolutely killing it at the free safety position, moving him back further, allowing him to excel. I mean, you look at last week against Minnesota, he put up 7 solo tackles, and he had a solid pass breakup. Walker is killing it. All I'm saying is Walker has been eating up what Aaron Glenn has brought to the Detroit Lions, and he loves being here. In his own words, he said, I'm just bought in on learning this new scheme and as much as I can from these coaches. The resumes speak for itself with the previous safeties that they coached. They made a lot of plays. Von Bell, Marcus Williams, both these guys are Pro Bowlers. It just speaks for itself. Malcolm Jenkins, I could keep going. All were great safeties and made a lot of plays, and they all listened to AG. And so here's Walker gleaning what he can, listening to AG, and has exploded through the roof, ranked as the second best safety in the NFL, free safety. That's incredible. That is a dynamite explosion like Wile E. Coyote this year. Man, talk about a bounce back season. I love this for Walker. I love this for the Lions. Our secondary needs it badly. Our defense needs it badly. Shoot, the whole team needs it. This is huge. Loving what Tracy Walker is doing, and we can owe a lot of that to Aaron Glenn. Lastly, number 3, no more red zone turnovers. Jared, I'm looking at you. And I could sit here and break it all down, or I could do this.
And the Lions!
All of this leads me to my original prediction for this game is that the Lions would win it. And here I sit and I look at the Lions, and quite frankly, even though we're 0-5, it both feels like we're an 0-5 team, but also doesn't feel like it at all. What do I mean? Man, we gave up early against San Francisco, but then made a greater comeback than the bowl cut in the second half. Then against Green Bay, we were up in the first half. We looked great. And in the second half, we had a greater collapse than that of the Roman Empire. Balti, we play a phenomenal game, shutting them down defensively, only to be like a great eagle soaring the sky with a mouse in our clutches. And then Robin Hood comes out of the woods and just shoots us down. Chicago, we looked terrible. And then against Minnesota, that same Robin Hood aged like 90 years, went blind, had all his fingers chopped off, and still shot us out of the sky. So when I look at this team as a whole, there's a part of me that says, yeah, we're 0-5. We look 0-5. We're falling apart here and there. But then take a step back and I look at what we're doing and the way we're fighting to the end. And I'm like, man, we don't look like an 0-5 team. We almost beat Baltimore. We had Minnesota. Green Bay, we had at the half. Like, there is a lot that's transpiring that's very exciting, that's inspiring, and is not same old Lions. So when I look at Cincinnati, when I look at coming home for the first time in 2 weeks playing this game in Detroit, I believe that the Lions take the W. But hey, what do you think? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Leave it down below. You know I look forward to discussing with you. And don't forget, tomorrow, live streaming at 11 a.m. Eastern Time. Hope to see you there. And until then, go read a book because it's good for your brain, says the doctor that I am not.